Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Solorzano, and on this channel we talk all things about personal development, self-growth, and of course manifestation. So if you like that type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe, share it with somebody who could find this type of content useful, and then let's go ahead and get started. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so the title of this video is How to Manifest Friendships. All right, so this really speaks to me because I grew up very socially awkward. I had a really hard time, I had a lot of social anxiety, but once I made friends with somebody, I was their ride or die bitch kind of thing. So I'm really good at keeping relationships, but I had a difficult time just trying to get into relationships, if you know what I mean. So like friendships and stuff. And I think this really, I don't know, I feel like this stemmed from my childhood. I moved around a lot as a kid, so we were always just I was always just up and moving. I made friends and then I'd leave, and made friends and then I'd leave. So that was really hard for me growing up, but it actually helped diversify the types of friends I would have. I'm grateful for that now, but I totally understand if right now is the time that you're feeling like you can't make friends, or if you're having a hard time. I know exactly what you mean, and I'm here to help you out. Basically, I wrote down a couple of tips that I would tell myself, my younger self. This is something that I'm still I'm in the process of manifesting my friend group, my vibe tribe. I know that's something that we all want, right? So I totally understand where you're coming from on that. And what I decided was that I'm over thinking about it, because I think I was so stuck in this idea of okay, who am I have no friends, telling people that I know I have no friends, all that type of stuff. And that stuff is that it gets old, right? So I decided that I was tired of it and I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. I'm just gonna do what I can to allow the friends, the people to come to me that I really love, my vibe tribe, right? So I wrote down a couple tips. The first one I wrote down was be a good friend. All right, so this is really hard to hear, but I think at least for me, it was really hard to hear when I first heard it. But yeah, so if you wanna manifest friends, you have to practice being a good friend. So what does that really mean? The type of friends that you are trying to attract, let's just say that they're brave, let's say that they're courageous, all of these amazing qualities about this person, but you are not doing those things. You're not being brave, you're not being courageous in certain aspects and stuff. You want to be that for yourself, and also do that, show that for other people. So you attract the type of people that you have in your life right now, okay? So if you wanna attract different types of friends, then you're going to have to basically be the person, if you want a friend that's a great listener, then you're gonna have to be a good listener to other people, right? You're gonna have to show that you can do that for other people, because it's not always about taking, it's also about giving, it's also about being present. So just practice the things that you want in your friend group, right? And let's just say you're telling me, oh, but I don't have any friends and I don't know. So you know people, okay? There are people that you know that are even the lady at the coffee shop, or man, whatever, or somebody at work, or your mom, or your brother, your sister, your grandma, your freaking dog, right? You want to be a good listener and show that you can do that for other people so that you can show the universe that you're ready for that you can do that for other people, right? I hope this makes sense, but I know how hard it is to hear at first, but just practice the things that you want from other people, that you want in your life, by doing it yourself, embodying that yourself, okay? So the next thing I want to say, tip number 2, is to switch things up. This is one of my favorites because this really helps me and get out of my comfort zone. So I am the type of person, like I said, I grew up socially awkward. I had social anxiety and stuff. So doing things that were routine for me were always easy, right? It made me feel comfortable. But if you're stuck doing the same things all the time, then that's what you're going to that's what you're gonna have, right? Like there's nothing new in your life. So if you wanna add some new things, you want some new friends in your life, then go volunteer, join meetup. Like that's something that really helped me. Like I was in a meetup group last night, you know, like there's other ways to meet people, and it doesn't have to be like just the people that you see at work, right? But yeah, even at work, like go hang out with somebody from work, like somebody that you're not used to hanging out with, like do those sorts of things, and that will definitely help you kind of switch things up and show the universe that you're ready for something new and that you can handle it, right? Like you can take control of that. Another thing I want to say is also reach out to people that you haven't talked to in a while. So this was awesome because this is a really cool tip because, oh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. My dog had an accident inside the house, so I had to take care of that. Okay, so the last tip I was saying, I think it was, tip number 3 is reach out to people that you haven't talked to in a while. So I was saying this one's really cool because sometimes it actually happens for you. I had a friend reach out to me from college and was like, hey, I was just thinking about, you know, how like the people that have influenced me in my life, and I thought about you and I just wanted to see how you were doing. So I feel like that's kind of what happens when you start doing different things, like things outside of your comfort zone, and start adding in new things into your life, is things are starting to attract to you and people feel attracted to you for some odd reason. It's like, you know, when you get that feeling of like, I feel like I haven't talked to her, or you just feel like you just get this like nudge to do something, that like gut feeling that you want to do something different, go with that, right? Because that is actually trying to tell you something. So reach out to people that you haven't talked to in a while. And I've also been doing this with people that I haven't talked to in a while, like from college, who live here in San Diego. So yeah, just do that. There's no shame. The worst that can happen is that they don't reply, or they say no, that they're busy, whatever. Right, like it's okay. Like people have their own lives and we move on. Okay, so talking about moving on, we're gonna go to tip number 4, which is cherish those who are there for you. Okay, so I want to tell a story, quick story time. So it was my birthday recently, July 7th, so mark in your calendars. So it was my birthday recently, and my boyfriend and I decided to we wanted to go to the casino and have a good time and just hang out by the pool and all that stuff. And I was like, should I invite like this friend? I don't know if we're like that close yet, that sort of thing. But she's always been like a good like friend, you know, like I've known her, and I met her at work actually. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna invite her, like we'll see, like worst you could say is no. I invited her, she came over, it was so much fun. We spent the whole day together, we got pedicures, we had a great time. We got even closer from that trip because we were able to like just have our own time together, and like aside from work, and it made us like closer. Like I said, now we have this like stronger bond with each other. Come to find out, she was kind of feeling the same way. She wanted to reach out to more people, but like didn't know how and all that stuff. Or not that she didn't know how, but she just like had her own, like she's really close with her cousins and her sister and all that stuff, but she doesn't really have like a huge friend group and stuff. And so I was like, oh wow, like I can totally be that person for you, like outside of your family, you know? So, you know, cherish those people that are there in your life, that are repeatedly, who are always showing up for you, who have the traits that you're looking for in a friend. So appreciate. That is like, attitude is gratitude. All right, and my next tip, I think we're on number 5, right? Yeah, number 5. Okay, number 5. Ask yourself this is a good one, sorry. Ask yourself what you want to release like this new version of yourself who has like these friends and all that stuff, ask yourself like what you want to release. Like what do you want, like what do you want to leave behind that the old you would do in order for this new you to come in with all these friends and all that good stuff? Like what is that you want to release? So for me, I didn't realize that I feel like I had like a broken sisterhood bond with women because of how I grew up. And this is like no shame on like my parents or my mom or my sister or anything like that. It's just like, it is what it is. So my sister, like we didn't grow up very close. She's 7 years older than me. And she also had her own traumas. Like if for those of you guys who don't know my story, my sister and I was sexually abused when we were younger. We were both raped. My sister has her own story, and I'm not going to get into it unless you guys have questions about it. But so she was coming from like a very wounded place, and all of this stuff that was happening to her, I did not know about. And my mom, she was also coming from a wounded place. She was pregnant when she was 16. She moved to a new country. Like she moved in with my father who was abusive, like all of these things that were just crazy things that is going to affect you traumatically for sure. And so she was also coming from a wounded place. And like I felt that distance between us while I was growing up, and I couldn't understand why. And I felt like I was bringing that into, like, without saying it, I was bringing that into my relationships with women that I know now, basically, or that I knew before. And I was coming from this like wounded place, right? And so other women who were also wounded were attracted to me too. So we were just having this like toxic relationship that I couldn't really understand. So what I'm trying to say is that I feel I release like those limiting beliefs like that I had felt, which was that I can't be friends with women, that I wouldn't be a good friend to a woman, like that sort of thing, and that I don't even need them as a friend, you know, because that's where I was coming from, like, because I was like thinking, why can't I have like female friends? Like I see all these people have like these awesome female friends, like where's my girls, you know? But now I'm just like, okay, I see it. Like I was putting up a shield in front of like these like healthy women, and I was like blocking like the health from even those like wounded women, right? So we were just like gravitating with each other, like gravitating and attracted towards each other because of our wounds, you know? So what I'm trying to say is like journal on that, like figure out what you want to release, like what are you trying to let go of? And then from there, take it another step further and say, okay, like how did I take part in that, right? So going back to my example is, like I said, like I took part in that because I was coming from a wounded place myself. Like I didn't look up like healthy habits and traits of like, you know, I wasn't focused on like positive things, you know? I was, like I said, I was coming from a wounded place, and like there's no judgment on me because that was a part of me, because now I know this now, okay? And then that brings me to the next part of that, which is what are you grateful for from what you learned, right? So I came from this wounded place, and then how can I own that? Like, how can I own what I did in that situation? And then what am I grateful for in that lesson, right? So I'm grateful for that I learned my lesson, right? Like I really want to create a healthy environment, uplifting environment for not only myself, but for other women. Like I feel like there's other women who also feel this way. Like they're also wounded, and they're ready for these like new healthy relationships with other women that are strong, that are powerful, that are feminine, that are healthy in their masculine, all of these wonderful things. Like there are women out there that are also looking for that sisterhood. So, I'm grateful that I learned that I can be better for myself and for other people. Okay, so this one is a bonus tip. You guys have made it to the end of the video. Happy dance. So last tip, this one, girl, this one is, oh, okay. So I don't know what brought me to this. I think I heard it on like a TikTok or something, I don't know. But I wrote down my story. Like I was like, okay, well, what am I trying to manifest? What's my new story that I'm bringing into my life, right? So some of the things that I journaled on was like, what have I decided, right? I've decided to be happy. I've decided to feel good, blah, 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 blah. And what am I doing now that's helping me get there, right? So for instance, I'm going out and I'm meeting new people. I'm reaching out to new people, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm journaling and I'm writing all that stuff down. Last thing I said is, what do I love about myself? Like, oh, I love that I'm doing this. I love that, you know, things are working out for me, and, you know, I'm looking forward to like what's next, that sort of thing, you know? So write all of that down, and then record that on your phone, like just on your voice memo app. And there you can like speed up the what is it, I don't know, I guess like the speed like of the voice recording, so that way it's like going really fast. And so I'll listen to that in the morning, and then I'll listen to it at night, and it's kind of like a subliminal. So I'm like, ooh girl, I'm reprogramming my brain, right? So you can even put it on like low volume, that way it's like you're not like because it's not super fast, the speed's not super fast, but it's fast enough to like a point where you can't really understand everything. And that's the beauty of like a subliminal. It's like going directly into your subconscious. So that's my bonus tip. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Let me know if you try any of these tips, and I wish you well. Bye guys.